Alright, what up, what up? Today we're going to be doing a lesson on faith, the duality of faith. Alright, so we're going to be using this book, again, The Power of Awareness, coming from chapter 25, where it speaks about faith. Chapter 25 is faith. Alright, so the dualities of faith are faith in your understanding versus blind faith. Those are two types of faith. Alright, we got faith in the things you understand, your understanding of truth. It's understanding versus confusion. So you want to have faith in your understanding. You don't want to have a confused faith. But then you also have blind faith, which is an unwavering faith as well, That's just faith in the unknown, faith in the unseen, which we're not saying nothing's wrong with either faith in your understanding or having blind faith. Either way it go, we want you to walk in faith. You understand what I'm saying? And so as we go through this lesson, it's going to make sense why when it comes to manifesting, or when it comes to understanding the Bible, or when it comes to having faith for anything that you're doing in life, a belief system, it's belief versus doubt. You know what I'm saying? So it's also faith versus doubt. So as you walk in your life, using your mind and your consciousness, you have a very well understanding of the term faith and how to use it and apply it to your life. All right. So let's get it. So it says the very reason for the law of assumption, that's what you assume to be true or false, is contained in this quotation. If there were not a deep-seated awareness that which you hope for had substance and was possible of attainment, it would be impossible to assume consciousness of being or having it. All right, so that means that if you didn't have a deep-seated awareness, right, that you can have hope. Hope is tied to your faith, right? So hope for that substance and the possibility of even being able to get that done that you want. You know what I'm saying? It would be impossible to assume the consciousness, the awareness of being or having it. You wouldn't even be able to assume that you can get it done if it wasn't possible. Somewhere along the lines, in reality, you believe that if it happened for someone else, it can happen for you. And if they can do it, why can't you? You see what I'm saying? So you have to have faith in your understanding. You have to have faith in knowing why I believe that this can actually happen. Or why am I doubting myself when I was believing in myself? Somebody else could do it. How did they do it? And you telling me I'm unable to do it. All right, so it is the fact that creation is finished and everything exists that serves you to hope. You know what I'm saying? This is where your hope comes from. You know that everything's already done under the sun. So if it can be done, let thy will be thy way. You know what I'm saying? That's your willpower to get it done. So in turn, it implies expectation. You have to have expectation. And without expectation of success, it will be impossible to use consciously the law of assumption. So that means without expectation of success, you won't even have the awareness, that you can get it done. So evidence is a sign of actuality, all right? So that means seeing it be done is showing you that it can be done, you know what I'm saying? So it implies expectation that if they can do it, so can I. If it can be done at all, then I expect that I'm able to do it with the understanding of how to get it done. So check it. Thus, this quotation means that faith is the awareness of the reality of that which you assume. I'm going to say it again. Faith is the awareness, is the consciousness of the reality of that which you assume that you can do. So I assume that I can go in my kitchen, throw 2 eggs in a pot, cook some eggs and eat them. I assume that I've done it before, I've seen it be done before. I have faith that it will get done, right? So I have faith in that reality. Or I cannot even perform that reality and I cannot eat any eggs at all. I cannot perform at all and it would never be done. You see what I'm saying? I can have faith that somebody could come over here and do it for me. Now, have I had somebody come over here and do that for me? No. So I might not have faith that somebody else will come over and do that for me, but I know that I can get it done on my own. I have faith in my own abilities, knowing that I can get it done. And if I can't get it done, I can go figure out how someone else did it and I can get it done. So I have faith in the awareness of the reality of that which you assume to be true or false. So consequently, it is obvious that a lack of faith means disbelief in the existence of that which you desire. All right, so consequently, it is obvious that a lack of faith means disbelief in the existence of that which you desire. So this is where faith versus doubt kick in. Belief versus doubt. These are dualities. So they should say that faith and belief are together. You can use those simultaneously at times. So if you're not believing and you doubting, then it's not gonna get done. See, doubt is a parasite. Same difference with faith versus doubt. If you don't have faith that you can get it done, then you doubting. You know what I'm saying? You allow that doubt to overcome your faith, and we don't want to do that. So we want to have faith in our understanding. Basically, like this, we can overcome doubt by having faith in our understanding. Now, at times we can have that unwavering faith to walk in. We can have blind faith and just do what we got to do because we have faith. You know what I'm saying? But doubt might creep in and overcome your faith. I feel like faith in your understanding is actually a more powerful form of faith. And we're going to get to that in this lesson. So, yeah, that's that. So, moving forward, a lack of faith would mean perpetual failure in any conscious use of the law of assumption. All right. So, a lack of faith would mean perpetual failure in any awareness use of the law of assumption. So that means if you ain't got no faith that you can get it done, you ain't gonna get it done anyways. If you have no faith, then you are obviously operating from doubt. You don't believe in yourself. So I'm gonna read it again. Lack of faith will mean perpetual failure in any conscious use of the law of assumption. You don't assume that it's gonna get done. So moving forward, contrary to popular opinion, and I'm skipping paragraphs if anybody reading along. So contrary to popular opinion, the efficiency of faith is not due to the work of any outside agency. That means faith ain't got nothing to do with nobody else but you. It's only your faith is on you. Because you can't if you on that monkey see, monkey do type time that you need everybody else to believe in something for you to believe in yourself, then that's not the way. So I'm gonna read it again. Contrary to popular opinion, the efficiency of faith is not due to the work of any outside agency. It is from first to last an activity of your own consciousness. That means your own awareness. So basically, I guess it can be true then when you look at it from that point of view. If you on the monkey see, monkey do type time, basically you only believe that it can be true because you've seen so many other people do it. So you don't truly have faith in your understanding. You just have faith. Well, you understand that so many of these other people have done it. So now you believe that you can do it. So yeah, that is a form of faith in your understanding. I take that back. My bad. See, I get ahead of myself sometimes. I'm not perfect. All right. So, but see me, I like to have faith in my own understanding. I like to believe in myself. I don't like to have to look and see so many other people do it because you might not run across nobody else that's done what you plan on doing. You might be the innovator. You know what I'm saying? You might have to be the trendsetter, the innovator to get it done. So you have to have your own understanding at times. And that's not saying what he's saying, but I'm just saying that's how I believe. That's my faith. That's how deep my faith runs. My understanding. So it is from first to last an activity of your own consciousness, your own awareness of, you know what, either I've seen a lot of people do it and I can do it, or I know that I can go do the research that make the leech hurt. You know what I'm saying? The research to figure out how to get it done. Cognitive thinking, you know what I'm saying? So that cognitive thinking versus cognitive dissonance, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to cognitively think my way to understanding of how to get it done. And I'm going to stay operational in that truth. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to have faith in my understanding of the truth to get it done. So look, the Bible is full of many statements about faith. The Bible, the true meaning of which few are aware. All right. So here are some typical examples of how the Bible uses the term faith. All right. And then we're going to break it down. So, unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. All right, so I'm going to break that down. We're going to read it real slow so we can understand word for word. So, unto us was the gospel preached. Gospel means the news you can use, right? The good news. So, unto us all was the gospel preached, as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them. You know what I'm saying? It didn't benefit them. Not being mixed with faith in them that had heard it. Because they didn't have no faith, it did not benefit them. But if they had faith in the gospel, in the news, they had understanding, faith in their understanding of the gospel, of the good news that you can use, it would have benefited them because then they would have been able to walk in that truth, walk in that knowledge, walk in that understanding of truth faithfully. You understand? So, very obviously good. So, and then it goes on to say, in this quotation, the us and them made clear that all of us hear the gospel. Gospel means good news. Very obviously good news for you would be that you had attained your desire, right? You had attained your desire. That'll be good news for you. You know what I'm saying? But you have to have faith. So this is always being preached to you by your infinite self, that you can get what you want. You can have what you want. You can have what you want. Your higher self, your infinite self, your God self, your God consciousness is always telling you what you want. As a man believe, as a man thinketh, then so is he. You know what I'm saying? Consistently. You know what I'm saying? This becomes, as we all reach our higher selves, we become mirrors and reflections of each other in that truth, in God's truth. Because God is truth and God lives within all of us. You know what I'm saying? So This is always being preached to you by your infinite self. To hear that what you desire does exist and you need only to accept it in consciousness is good news, the gospel. You know what I'm saying? Accept it in your awareness that I can get what I want to get. And that's the gospel right there. That's the truth right there. So it's like not mixing with faith means to deny the reality of that which you desire. So by not mixing it with faith, not having faith that you got doubt that it can happen, means to deny the reality of what you desire. You deny your own desires. You deny them. So now, if I go to my chart, let me see what it says on my chart. So if you're not operating from desire and you're operating out of doubt, that's leading back to fear, grief, apathy, guilt, shame. You know what I'm saying? So you were at fear that it won't happen. Why would you want to fear that? You see, doubt is a parasite. Once you allow that doubt to creep in, it just crawls through there like that's them archons right there. That's that negativity in this form. That not all doubt is negative, but in this form, when it comes to belief versus doubt, faith versus doubt, from a positive aspect of faith and belief, doubt being a negative. You know what I'm saying? So hence there is no profit attainment possible. Not mixing with faith means to deny the reality of that which you desire. Hence there is no profit attainment possible. That means that you ain't getting nothing out of it if you ain't got no faith. You know what I'm saying? You're just gonna be stuck on stupid. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry to say it like that, but sometimes we gotta be tough on it. We gotta be tough on ourselves so we can get to that real. You know what I'm saying? And see, and once you know the way, once you have faith in the way, here go another duality for you: consistency versus procrastination. You gonna procrastinate or you gonna be consistent? Consistency is key. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta show up and keep showing up and keep showing up. And overcome that procrastination, overcome that doubt, overcome the distractions, focus versus distraction, to go another duality for you, and keep overcoming and overcoming and overcoming. You get what I'm saying? That's the way. You know what I'm saying? Y'all tap in with me. You know, I got books for sale. I'm really soon I'm gonna be having books for sale. I got charts for sale now. If you need a PDF, if you want to be able to master your emotions, so you can understand all these emotions and how these words are tied into these emotions. You know what I'm saying? So we can get to the next level. So as you tap in with the videos, you can also have your PDF, and then so you can embody it. You know what I'm saying? You can embody these truths. So as you walk through your day, you can walk in that light. Light means truth. Remember that. So, all right. So here go another Bible verse. Oh, faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? Oh, faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? Matthew 17:17. So the meaning of faithless has been made clear. Perverse means turned the wrong way. That means you have turned away from the truth. In other words, the consciousness of not being what you want to be. You have turned away from the consciousness of being what you want to be. You have turned away from the awareness of being what you want to be, walking in doubt, or just lack of understanding, lack of faith. You know what I'm saying? So, to be faithless, that is to disbelieve in the reality of that which you were sown to be. I'm saying it again, to be faithless, that is to disbelieve in the reality of that which you were sown to be. Belief versus doubt. You know what I'm saying? So, it's to be perverse. All right, so to be faithless, that is to disbelieve in the reality of that which you assume, is to be perverse, right? And perverse means turned the wrong way. So that means because you disbelieve, you turned the wrong way and you didn't think it was going to go down anyways. And if you don't believe in yourself, then you have no faith. So now you cannot get your desires because you don't believe that it can happen anyways. So how long shall I be with you means that the fulfillment of your desire is predicated upon your change to the right state of consciousness. That means if you want to fulfill your desires and you be wondering how long God gonna be with you, like, dang, you keep following the lie. The devil is a lie. So how long can I be with you? I'm trying to send you in the right direction. Have some faith in me. Have faith in my understanding. Have faith in God's truth, because it's the truth. And God is truth. You get what I'm saying? So, infinite intelligence, God, source, however you want to put it. It's the same. God is all things. Don't put God in no box. You can't put God in no box. God is the generator, operator, and destroyer. God consciousness. He lives within you. Do you feel me? Your Father in heaven, in consciousness. You know what I'm saying? In mind. Keep him in mind. Do you feel what I'm saying? So how long shall I be with you means the fulfillment of your desire is predicated upon your change to the right state of consciousness. All right? So it is just as though that what you desire is telling you that it will not be yours until you turn from being faithless and perverse to being righteous. All right? Now, what is righteousness? Righteousness is the consciousness of already being what you want to be. That means I am righteous. That means that I am this. I am right. I move correctly. Right? Right means righteous. You know what I'm saying? Wrong means wicked. You know what I'm saying? So I got faith in your understanding. Righteous equals walking in faith and being that which you are. Walking in faith and being that which you are. Having faith in your understanding of walking in faith and being that which you are. You know what I'm saying? I'm righteous. I'm doing the right thing each and every day. I embody that truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my way because I know that this is the way. I have faith in my understanding. So that's what it's saying. So all right, let me go back because I want to make sure that really clicked. So it is just as though that what you desire is telling you that it will not be yours until you turn from being faithless and perverse to righteousness. So you won't get that what you desire until you are no longer faithless and perverse, and we broke that down to being righteous. That means, and what does righteous mean? Righteous is the consciousness of already being what you want to be. That means righteousness is the awareness of already being that which you are, what you want to be. So I'm already that thing. This is what I say I'm gonna be. This is what I desire to get. This is what I want. I walk in faith. I'm righteous. It's already mine. It's already done. I have faith knowing that it's already mine. See them codes? Have faith knowing. That's your manifestation code right there. You know what I'm saying? Have faith knowing that it's already mine. I walk in righteousness on my journey of existence to getting that which I already desire to have. Therefore, it be mine. Thank God for the truth. Thank the truth. God is truth. I say. So, by faith, here go another Bible verse. By faith, he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible. Now, I'm going to break this one down. It's the third one, the third Bible verse we're breaking down. So, it says, by faith, he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible. Now, we don't want to go read the Bible on this. We're going to take this one straight from this book, The Power of Awareness, this Bible verse, and we're breaking that down for understanding of the concepts that we're already dwelling on, you know what I'm saying, the ones that we're already talking about right now. So, Egypt means darkness, right? So, belief in many gods, many causes, you know what I'm saying? Which, you know, at times in the Bible, it preaches against worshiping many gods and goddesses. But you got to understand, Egypt also means black. Egypt means darkness. So, you know, when they put these in certain terminology, they say the darkness, black is bad, right? You know what I'm saying? So that means worshiping many gods is bad. It just ties all in together like that. That's just how that go down, you know what I'm saying? But if you were an Egyptian, the Egyptians did what? They worshiped many gods and goddesses, you know what I'm saying? So Egypt means darkness, belief in many gods. The king, you know what I'm saying, symbolizes the power, the Jesus Christ. The king symbolizes the power of outside conditions or circumstances. So he, JC, Jesus Christ, he is your concept of yourself, because Jesus Christ means anointed Savior. All right, we ain't talking about Yahshua right now. We talking about the King. So he is your concept. We're not talking about Yahshua. We're not talking about Joseph and Mary's son, Yahshua, which we call Jesus Christ. That's not who we're talking about. We are talking about the concept of Jesus Christ, the Christ consciousness, the pineal gland, the good and bad of the pineal gland, of understanding these truths. All right, so the King. He is your concept of yourself as already being what you want to be. So when you become the King, he is your concept of yourself as already being what you want to be, because you are righteous. So as long as you stay walking in this righteous, following these truths, following the breadcrumbs of truth, following the yellow brick road of truth, you're going to get to the King. You're going to get to an awakening. You get what I'm saying? And that's a little off subject, but that's the truth though. So Egypt means darkness, belief in many gods. The King symbolizes the power of outside conditions or circumstances. He is your concept of yourself as already being what you want to be. Enduring as seeing him who is invisible means persisting in the assumption that your desire is already fulfilled. Enduring as seeing him who is invisible, the King, means Christ being the first teacher, right? Enduring as seeing him who is invisible means persisting in the assumption that your desire is already fulfilled. That means you persist in being righteous and assuming that your desire is already filled because you walk in truth, walk in light, walk in understanding, walk in faith of that truth. And nothing can stop me. I'm on my way up, just like that. See, that's some clarity right there talking. So Thus, this quotation means that by persisting in the assumption that you are tongue twister. So this quotation means that by persisting in the assumption that you already are the person you want to be, you rise above all doubt. You rise above all doubt. Faith versus doubt. Belief versus doubt. You see what I'm saying? So fear, you rise above all doubt, fear, and belief in the power of outside conditions. You don't believe in the outside conditions, you believe in what's going on the inside, the Christ, you know what I'm saying, the King, the truth, the God, your God, which lives within you. You get what I'm saying? Let it flow through you. Let him flow through you. You get what I'm saying? Belief in the power. So, my bad, I get a little turned up. Let me go back a little bit. Thus, this quotation means that by persisting in the assumption that you already are the person you want to be, you rise above all doubt, fear, and belief in the power of outside conditions or circumstances, and your world inevitably conforms to your consumption. Your world inevitably conforms to your assumption instead of you conforming to outside sources. You know what I'm saying? Outside conditions of what they say, how they say you gotta be, how broken society say you gotta be. Nah, you tapping in, you don't conform to your own assumption of what the truth is because of your faith and your understanding and your righteousness to move the right way. The dictionary, so look, it's like the dictionary definition of faith. So the dictionary definitions of faith, all right? That's what we get into now. The assent of the mind or understanding to the truth. And remember, this book came out like 50, 60 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So this was what the dictionary said faith meant back then. So the assent of the mind or understanding to the truth. Unwavering adherence to principle. It's the principle of the matter. You know what I'm saying? So the assent. Nothing can stop me. I'm on my way up. You know what I'm saying? To the Christ. The assent of the mind to the God consciousness, right? Of the mind or understanding, the faith and understanding to the truth. That's what it's saying. The sense of the mind or understanding to the truth, to God. You know what I'm saying? We can break it down like that. The assent, the awakening of the mind, of the consciousness, right? Or understanding versus confusion. I mean, you understand this is the right thing to do to the truth, to God. So the awakening of the consciousness of the understanding of God and his truths. Unwavering adherence to principle. And who's the principle? Who's the one in charge? The truth is the one in charge. And we operate, it's the principle of the matter, right? That we operate of truth and get it done the right way, moving in righteousness. So this is having faith in your understanding. You know what I'm saying? Faith in your understanding. So, are so pertinent that they might well have been written with the law of assumption in mind. So basically, it's saying that these dictionary definitions are so pertinent that they might as well have been written with the law of assumption in mind. Basically saying the law of assumption, like you assume this to be truth because the assent of the mind or understanding to the truth. That's your assumption, right? Of what you think this is or is not. You know what I'm saying? So faith does not question. Faith knows. That's how the chapter ends. Faith does not question. Faith knows. So that's why I say have faith knowing. You know what I'm saying? Those are three words that are tied to manifestation. So you can appreciate the king for laying that on you. King Lion, I am. You know what I'm saying? You can appreciate that because trust me, I put in work to get this information. So have faith knowing. That's how you manifest all that you desire consciously. Have faith knowing. And we broke it all down. You know what I'm saying? You don't need it. You don't want it. You have it. You have what? Faith in your understanding, knowing that this is the way. This is the truth, the light, and the way. And that's how you manifest all that you desire consciously, operating from faith. I'll show you.